Hello, my beautiful Libras. Honest Am here, the creator of the Honestly Sis newsletter, a bi-weekly newsletter geared towards millennials who are truly trying to get their shit together. And I am here for another monthly intuitive read where we use the tarot to become the alchemist of our lives. A little bit about me. I do not just use the tarot. I use God and customs in the same sentence, and I may mispronounce some things, but if it does not stop Charlamagne the God, it will not stop me. All right, angel number 25 and 22. Let's get into it. God, what messages do you have for my beautiful Libras to become the alchemist of their life, to help bring heaven on earth, or just to do magic in public? God, what messages do you deem worthy for them to hear at this time? What potential roadblocks, obstacles, or manifestations may be on the way? Please deliver these messages to me and through me as clear as possible. I am a clear and open vessel. In God's name I pray. Ashe. Okay. All right, final one. All right. Okay, Libra. I like it. So, Libra, angel number 111. Make sure you check out the description box below. There are always additional information as well as, and there are always additional messages as well as information about me and honestlysis.com. So, Libra, your month of February is going to be all about instinct. And right away, I hear the message, I hear the guidance of follow your instinct, trust yourself, trust your intuition. This is a neutral card, which is also a card of self-mastery. So, which means that you are in alignment. And what God has asked you to do is to just trust your instincts, trust where God and the universe is trying to get you to go. This is also speaking about your crown chakra, and this is learning how to communicate with the spirit, learning how to communicate with spirit, and to like really take things from like a God's perspective. Like, it's just like, don't get caught up in this petty shit down below. Like, don't be afraid to, admit when you're wrong. Don't be afraid to do things that people wouldn't normally think you would do. I'm just really hearing this message of trust yourself and follow through. Angel number 214. Underneath this is self-worth, and this is the orange or our sacral chakra. And this is dealing with our emotions. And so what God is doing, I feel like in February, there's just going to be a lot of stuff going on that's going to make you question your self-worth. It's going to make you question if you're truly worthy, where you're going. It's going to make you question if you can really trust and lean into your intuition. And I feel like what God is saying is to rise above this. Like, this is just simply a part of the game. Like, we have to realize that when things arise in our life, it's not because it's telling us we're not worthy of it or we're not supposed to have it. But every situation that arises in our life is our universe asking us, like, who do we think we are? What do we want to have? Do we really want to have it? Angel number 252. And so this month of February, if you find yourself questioning your self-worth or doubting yourself, I really want you to turn inwards. I want you to think about all the things you have overcome, how you have got to this point today, and how those instincts and trusting your intuition have got you through. And I want you to never, ever allow fear to lead. Going into your month of March is victim. And I feel like that's why God is asking you to really hone into listening to yourself and trusting your intuition and not allowing, you being afraid of your spotlight to make you a victim or to keep yourself in a shell. You see right here, there's literally like this man in this unit, in this acorn, and this is the green chakra, which is dealing with like our heart chakra. And so I feel like what God is saying, angel number 347 in this month of February, so that you don't start March feeling like a victim or feeling like a martyr or anything like that. He's asking you to go within yourself, to check your emotions, to ask yourself if you really truly are trusting your instincts or if you're making decisions out of fear. But don't take my word for it. We're going to get some more information out here. Let's start with the instinct card. Embrace the spirit of universal consciousness. Instinct. The wolf of white light. To step into the light, we let go of all sense other than our own pure instincts. When unfiltered, it guides us to high ground and help of our angels. This is a time to be protected or to be a protector. This is a time to be the protector or to be protected. You will know which role you are in. There is a guide inside of us. Wolf climbs the treacherous rocks, his eyes always fixed on the high ground. During this time he prepared to be a guardian. His master trained him never to turn back. When we look behind, we sap the energy we are to use in the future, his master says. Wolf defiance in his instinct and he senses danger. Hence, Wolf journeys on and does not look below for his enemies. He climbs unseen, for only those who seek a spiritual guide can see him. Your instinct is finely tuned, so why doubt it? Your instinct is finely tuned, so why doubt it? Your journey is guided. How can I master letting go and moving on? Do I trust my inner guide? And so I feel like kind of what I was saying before, just like this message and this legend is saying, the wolf, he's on this journey and he's reaching a certain part of his journey where his past or his enemies are like just right there and they're in his ear and they're telling him, who do you think you are? Why do you think that you can go to these heights? And instead of allowing all of those doubts to pull him back, he pushed himself further. Angel number 606. And so what God is saying, what are the things from your past that are you holding on? What do you constantly keep going back to? What are you thinking about from your past in this current situation? You're not your past anymore. You've overcome so much of that. And if you keep looking back, like there was a certain point in your journey where it was vital for you to look at your past because you needed to understand how you got to where you are today. Now that you've done that, now that you understand how your past influenced your future, how your past influenced your present, now it's only time to focus on moving forward. There's nothing else you can learn from your past. You keep looking back as honestly what's holding you back. You're doubting yourself because you're comparing yourself to your old self, but you're not. Your intuition has gotten you to this place to where you are today, so why do you keep doubting it? Angel number 711. Let's get some information about self-worth. Learn to observe your emotions. Self-worth. Salmon is the color of deep emotional peace. You have been given a gift of self-love. This card indicates love of life and no longer trying to prove your value to others. Who may not see what you see. Rely on your inner knowing. So again, what God is saying is people are not going to see what you see because, for one, they're not you. They don't have the vision that you have. They don't know where you're trying to go. And that's not for you to look down on them and be like, oh, you lowly motherfuckers. But it's just for you to understand that people can't understand your frame of mind or where you're going because they never been there. They never done it. When we were younger, there was a time where we wanted to fit in, when we wanted people to understand us, we wanted people to get us. But now you are at the place where it's not about people understanding and getting you. It's about, are you being true to yourself? Are you doing the things that you say you are going to do, or are you holding yourself back because you're scared to walk further, because you're scared of the unknown? You're protected. And you have the tools, because this is the card of self-mastery. You have the tools. You're fully capable of pushing yourself forward. Angel number 840. Come sit in my chair and feel love, says the great servant. The salmon chair appears to an intuitive child playing in the snow. Valley and River are the salmon's chair protectors. I never get to see it, complains River. Valley whispers. There are those who close their eyes and see it. The child rushes home to tell the others about the chair, but no one believes her, and she lies down exhausted. Later, the chair appears to her again. She climbs in and feels the great servant's love. People, events, and material objects beyond your frame of reference are being drawn to you. Aim higher, for you will draw even greater experiences into your life. Allow your energy to grow. Receiving is an action. Angel number 933. Receiving is an action. You can feel this blessing coming. You can feel your new life coming. You can feel yourself being in the in-between. You can feel it. You can feel the blessings coming. And that's why you're scared. And that's why you're doubting yourself. It's just like that quote. Your greatest fear is not that you are inadequate. Your greatest fear is that you are powerful beyond measure. Because once you realize, once you break through to this level, because you've been working so fucking hard, once you break through to this level, then you have to confront, why did it take you so long to try? Then you got to confront all the times that you didn't even do it. But God is saying, I'm so good that I'm not even that type of God. We don't even have to play that game. We don't even have to play the you could have been here so much sooner game. God is just asking you to just trust yourself. Receive the blessing that you deserve. Receive that you've done the work to get the blessing. We have to realize that it's just like that Big Sean quote. Being rich is not a blessing, it's a choice. You have to choose and say that you're worthy. You have to decide for yourself if you're truly worthy. You can work as hard as you want towards your dreams, but if deep down inside you have this belief of how people gonna find me, ain't nobody making money off music no more, don't nobody get me, engine number 1111. If you have those type of thoughts, what's the point in working? You got to believe it. And I believe you believe it. So why are you doubting yourself? How do I relate to the word deserving? Am I ready to allow myself to receive what others may not? 1140. Are you scared to go to the top because you think that people will no longer understand you? What Drake say? Trust me, at the top it isn't lonely. Boy, what you scared of? God, what is this message of instinct and self-worth? What are you trying to get us to understand about letting go of our past and just trusting that we have the power and that we've done the work? How can we avoid becoming a victim or boxing ourselves in? How can we step into the power of self-love and accept the spotlight and accept that it is our time to reap the blessing after a season of hard work? God, how can we open our arms and just accept the blessing that you have for us? Because we know you want to give it to us. How can we get to it? Make it as plain as possible. All right. So overall, this reading, we get the 3 of coins on trusting your instinct, and right away, I hear ascended masters, and I hear, looking at a power that's greater than you. We have to understand that Buddha, Jesus, whatever fucking other spiritual person they done created, all first started just like you and me with this flesh. And I'm sure that there was a time in Jesus' life, well, we know it because we read it in the Bible, where he had to turn away from the people that, he grew up with. And he had to turn away from doing things that he normally used to do and had to trust his voice on the inside of him. He had to trust his instinct. He had to trust the journey that he was going on. And if maybe we don't want to put it in Jesus' eyes, we can think about the alchemist, that dream that he kept having over and over and over. That's the same thing about that recurring thought, that recurring idea, that recurring song, that recurring lyric. It's like God is all trying to show you, let me teach you how to be at a higher power. Let me teach you how to navigate this level. You are in mastery. You have done the work. So now you have to understand that where you're going now, in order to get what you've never had, you have to do something you've never done before. And so now you're in this place in this month of February, you're in a place where you're learning all over again. You're learning how to master this new level that you're in. You're learning how to understand the in-between. Make sure that you check out the monthly, make sure you check out our How to Become an Alchemist series. We just talked about that this month. Last month in January. We talked about how to navigate the desert, how to navigate the in-between, how to be true to yourself in the midst of celebration, because that's what's coming for you. Celebration is just coming for you. Your higher self knows where you want to go. And so that's why it's saying, sit back, go with the flow, trust your instinct. Right now you're feeling, you've probably been working very hard, and lately something's been telling you to like slow down. Something's been telling you to just stop and just look at all the things that you have overcome with the Six of Coins. Every time I see the Six of Coins, I look at this and see, this is you back here. This is you looking at the horizon. This is you looking towards the future. This is you preparing for where you're trying to go. And this is God. This is universe. This is your ancestors. The moment that you put in your mind, oh, I want to do that, your ancestors, your guardian angels, God, they're all working to make this happen for you. So that's why it's so important for you to trust your instinct. That's why it's so important for you to take on this attitude that you're a student. You're learning all over again. We have to understand the true purpose of life is this everlasting journey. You just go from one level to the next level. Once you master that, it's another level to go. You're never going to reach this point where you're just like, I'm done. And probably when you do, you're going to be dead on your deathbed, hopefully surrounded by your grandkids and all the other things that you've done. So what God is saying, don't overwhelm yourself with feeling like, oh, I got to do this. How am I going to make all this happen? You don't have to worry about how it's all going to happen, because your God, your guardian angels, they're making it happen without you even knowing. Eventually, you're going to get the next instinctive move. You're going to get the next nudge to say, okay, put that down. Now it's time to go get your cups. Now it's time to get going. And it's going to be up to you on what you're going to choose to do. This Two of Staff came out reverse. Two of Staff upright is going on a fresh new journey, a fresh new start, a passionate fresh new start. Being grounded in your emotions, grounded in your reality, sure about where you're going. But God is saying, for some reason, because you are blocking yourself, because you're not trusting your instinct, you're just sitting here. What God is saying is this instinct, whatever this idea is, whatever this workshop God wants you to do, God wants you to see, or this place to go, whatever it is about seeking some type of counsel, information, guidance, consultation. Did I say class? Like, it's like some information that you need to seek, and God wants you to go get that. He needs you to trust your instinct to get that, because this is what's going to set you on your journey. What God is saying is, remember when you were saying you wanted all these things? Well, I heard you. And so now it's time to go. Now it's time to start this journey. Now it's time to go on your way. It's not the time to sit still. It's not the time to doubt yourself. It's the time to keep going and keep moving forward. If you don't, if you continue to keep staying in this place, you're going to allow yourself to just be stagnant. That's why you're going to end up going into your month of March as a victim, because you're refusing to trust your instinct and to go through this journey. If you don't do that, look at this. What is this? The Three of Swords. What do you see that? That's somebody taking so much stuff to heart. God is saying, I think the issue could be you go back over your past, or you going to get some information or get some consultation, and somebody can give you some information that springs up this insecurity within you. But God is saying it's not for you to start taking it to heart. The information, that's what it is. You're going to get some information from somebody, and it's going to be information that is going to be spiritually led, spiritually guided, because you are protected. It's going to be information that is going to help you kickstart your journey. But the issue is, because this information probably is going to ring some type of truth, it's going to make you doubt yourself. It's going to make you doubt your self-worth. That's why you're not going to feel worthy of going on this journey. And that's why you have this Three of Swords here. But God is saying, don't take it to heart. Just take the information from it. Just use this as a teachable moment. If you use it as a teachable moment, that's how you become the high priestess. Because that's what God is saying. God is saying underneath all this, that's why you can trust your intuition, because you're the high priestess. He's telling you that this situation, whatever is going to rise in the month of February, is arising because of something that you asked for. Something that you called out and you told your spirit team that you wanted. So why doubt it? Why not go on this journey? Why take it to heart? That's denying the whole purpose of you being the high priestess. When you are the high priestess, that means you can trust your intuition. You can trust your emotions. You can trust the information that is coming to you. If you don't do that, then you're not going to be able to have a fresh new start. This is how you start your march. You start your march, have a victim, unable to have a new beginning. Unable to get the blessing that God wants for you. So God is saying, don't allow yourself doubt. Don't allow things that have happened in the past before, the things that have hurt you before, to make you doubt where God is trying to get you to go. Because where you're headed is where you want to go. You're headed to you are a master. You are in mastery mode. Where this is taking you is exactly where you always wanted to go. You just have to trust yourself. So God, give us a tool that we can use to trust ourselves, to trust the instinct and trust the intuitional nudges that you have for us, God. How can we not allow heartache and the issues of our past to hold us back from going on this journey? God, how can we rise above doubting ourselves and just trust that we know where we need to go? How can we trust that you have our back so that we don't end up as a victim, unable to start again? God, give us the information that we need to become the alchemist of our lives here in this month of February. Give us one tool that we can use to help us navigate this in-between time. One card, please. All right. Appreciation and love are identical vibrations, and my what is need not affect my what is becoming. This is the problem, because you sitting back here and you like, I done did all this work. I done just been working, and it seemed like I ain't getting nowhere, but you don't even see that God is out here working on your behalf. But anyways, let's see. Let's start with appreciation. Appreciation and love are identical vibrations. Appreciation and love are identical vibrations. Appreciation is the vibration of alignment with who you are. Appreciation is the absence of everything that feels bad and the presence of everything that feels good. When you focus upon what you want, when you tell the story of how you want your life to be, you will come closer and closer to the vicinity of appreciation. And when you reach it, it will pull you towards all the things that you consider to be good in a very powerful way. So what God is saying, if only you would just look at your life and just have love and appreciation for it, no matter what is going on. When you look at this situation that's going to occur, it's here. Whatever is going to happen to you in this month of February, it's going to be something that obviously is going to happen to your heart. So it's probably going to be somebody close to you. It's probably going to be, one of your close relationships with your best friend, or it's going to be like your relationship with your partner. Could be something with your parents. But whatever is going to happen, somebody's going to say something to you that is going to make you doubt yourself. That's going to make you doubt everything that you've been doing. And what God is saying, do not doubt yourself. Just take that information as a learning experience. Don't allow this to get you off your path. Know who you are and know where you are going. I'll give you guys a very personal thing. I had to realize that as much as I love my ex, as much as I want to be with him, it's not my job to make him realize that he can be happy. It's not my job to make him realize that he deserves, that he's worthy of love and that I can give that to him. I can't keep holding myself back because he doesn't see what I see in him. Angel number 2444. And I'm also not going to allow him to change who I am and to change where I'm going. I can't keep myself back. I'm not going to change how I love, and I'm not going to change the way I'm going to be because he's unable to love the way that I am. I'm going to be cold and not communicative because he's being that way. How either one of us going to get somewhere? All I can do is be an example of the love that I want. All I can do is give him the option to come along, give him the option to be here. All I can do is be as patient as I can, as patient as God can allow. All I can do is to be here as long as my instinct and as long as my high priestess tell me to. And if there comes a time when it's time to let go, I will let go. But what I realize is I can't keep allowing everything that he does or how he treats me to look like, to take it on as though it's an indictment of who I am. How people treat you, and that's why I had to realize about him, how people treat you is everything about them. It speaks about what they feel they deserve on the inside. So it's like, why keep doubting myself or doubting what I'm doing because I'm not getting the response that I want out of him? No, I'm going to use this as a learning experience. I'm going to use this to get me closer and closer to where I really truly want to go. I'm going to take that sword in my heart and I'm going to transmute it so that I can understand that I am worthy of love. I'm going to use this information to help me become the best high priestess. That's what God wants you to do. He wants you to use every single thing that happens in your life simply as a guide of what you do want. The universe give you this, you don't want it. Okay, so what do you do want? And that's what I just started doing. Instead of writing for 3 pages, I can't believe he's doing this, I can't believe you do this, I say, oh my God, I'll do it like maybe for 1.5 pages, and then I'll switch it and be like, I want a partner who's unafraid to be open with me, who will share their emotions with me, who will, who's not afraid to, to show their love, to put their self out there, who's not afraid to, make mistakes, who, my what is need not to influence my what is becoming. What is has no bearing on what is coming unless you are continually reiterating the story of what is. That's just what I was saying. By thinking and speaking more of how you really want your life to be, you allow what you are currently living to be a jumping off place for so much more. But if you speak predominantly of what is, then you are still jumping off, but you are just jumping off into more of the same. And so what God is saying in this month of February, use this, whatever's going to happen, whatever's going to occur, use this to fuel you. Use this as information to help you on your journey. Use this to help you make that decision to go on that journey. Transmute this pain from your heart so that you can become the high priestess. Last card that God wants you to do is say, my life is as good as I allow it to be. He's telling you, you have the power. Either you're going to look at everything that happens in your life as the universe is working against you, or you're going to look at it as though it's working for you. Either you're going to keep talking about how, everybody did you wrong and all this stuff, or you're going to have love and appreciation for it and allow yourself to ascend to a higher level. The choice is yours. I really feel like what God is saying is your mouth and your self-worth is what's holding you back. Many people focus upon unwanted things and with no deliberate attention to the emotional guidance system within, and then try to compensate for their lackful thinking with physical action. And because of that misalignment of energy, they do not get the results from their actions. So then they try to offer more action, but still things do not improve. So that's what God is saying. Instead of you using your instincts and allowing this situation to teach you something, instead of allowing it to get you closer to your goals, a lot of you guys are causing it to doubt yourself. God is saying, switch it around. Use that information, use that pain to fuel you towards where you're trying to go. The last thing that God says is, like the air you breathe, abundance in all things is available to you. Your life will simply be as good as you allow it. Angel number 2930. And so to wrap this up, because I have, ran this thing backwards and forwards, let's just, God, what happens if my beautiful... God, what happens if my beautiful Libras take this information from this reading and when this... I'm sorry, Angel number 2959. God, what happens if my beautiful Libras take the information from this reading and just allow whatever situation in their life to fuel them and not to doubt themselves? What if they trust their instinct? What if they start to look at their life and all situations from appreciation of love and vibration? What if they stop allowing their what is to influence what is becoming? And what if they really truly allow themselves to become the high priestess and allow themselves to feel good and to allow themselves to accept all the love and the worthiness that they are desiring? God, what comes to them if they are able to transmute this pain and to move beyond this experience? What blessing comes to them, God? Make it as plain as possible. Love life. Affairs of the heart. The affairs of the heart could cause future problems, but take heart as difficult situations will be resolved within a week. Again, we can say a week within this reading. I feel like what God is saying is that if you allow the situation that's going to hurt your heart, instead of allowing that to doubt yourself, to doubt where you were going, if you just allow yourself to just transmute that emotion, see it as a moment of appreciation, see it as a learning experience, allow it to fuel you towards what you're becoming. God is saying you will have a new zest, a new way of that you're doing love. This pain that hurts you, it will no longer hurt you, and you wouldn't be a victim to anybody. And God is saying, make a commitment. Make a commitment to being on this journey. Make a commitment to learning how to walk and speak with God. Know that this is an ever growing journey. So don't be afraid to, tell God, I need help. I need to understand what the situation is trying to teach me, and trust that it will happen. But overall, what God wants you to do is to declutter your life. He wants you to trust your instinct, to know that you are worthy, and to allow yourself to feel good, because your life is only going to be as good as you allow it. All right, my Libras, that is all the messages I have for you. I truly hope that it was beneficial. If you made it to the end of this video, give me a thumbs up. If not, at least give me your key takeaways. Until we meet again, dream those dreams. Never let the internet rush you. And never, ever let someone tell you what you cannot do. Namaste. See you guys next month.